Yes, it's that time again to come bust a wine at Chutney Wine. Buddy Singh in association with We Gotta Your Back Productions presents Chutney Wine 2021. August 21st at the Amazura Concert Hall, 9112 144th Place, Jamaica, New York. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. sharp. With an exciting cast. Two-time Chutney Soca Monarch, the King, G.I. from Trinidad and Tobago.
My friend and me.
Vikram Ganesh from Suriname, Florida. W.R. Riaz from Guyana. Ranji Framdeen, Rashid Bacchus, Anthony Persaud, Gopal, Sansan Persaud, Holly Das, Farouk, Ram Persaud Mohan, Tosif Baksh, Sexy Marissa, Saman Ali, Sonny Diosaran, Shanti Singh, Lalita Ramna, Sunita Singh, the international dancer Dheeraj Gaira.
The beautiful Fiona Store, Bibi Gafoor, Parvati Prabhu, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. Hey Chandra Prakash, how you doing? Sono Juno, Mr. Raymond, and the beautiful Bibi, good evening, good evening. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you. Hello, Mr. Harry Shivdat, how you doing tonight? Let's rock and roll, or maybe we'll just do some Bollywood dances tonight. Chandra Prakash, good night to you. Sally Asgard, beautiful Fiona Stort in homeland Guyana. Well, it's beautiful Gypsy Persaud. Good evening to Ann Altar.
So she hid that I've been talking to a girl, but I swear I don't want no other. My girl call me, tell me it's over. Calling me, telling me it's over. So she hid that I've been talking to a girl, but I swear it was a real big rumor. My baby, please don't leave me and go away. People trying to break up me and you. Them just can't see we living happy. You know I done with lying, done with flirting. Why they fighting for? Why they fighting for? See, I can't see myself living without you. Baby, this love is just between me and you. Living without you. No matter what I'm saying or do, my love for you is pure and true. Nobody can come between us two. Love you, I love you, yeah I do. Baby, no matter what I'm saying or do, my love for you is pure and true. Nobody can come between us two. Love you, I love you, yes I do. I know plenty of your friends pulling up your head saying, oh, I bad. They want to judge my character.
Rescue from Neverlands. Good evening to you, the beautiful Jeannie Persaud, Parvati Prabhu, Mr. George Jadulal. How are you doing in Toronto, Canada? Jeannie Persaud, Parvati Prabhu, Mr. George Jadulal. How are you doing in Toronto, Canada?
People trying to break up me and you. them just can't see we living happy.
Mr. Ganga Persaud in Toronto, good evening, good evening. Thank you very much. Mr. John Namat Fawaka, I'm looking at the camera, and maybe a handsome guy in the studio. Hey Geeta Lachman, good night, good night. Happy anniversary to Crystal and Amit. Love you guys from Shanaz Musical Sensation and Geeta Lachman. It's all about the Bollywood tunes and all the Guyanese artists right now. We have a famous guy in the studio. Who is he? Name the artist. Is it the artist?
Saying from my heart how I feel.
Guys, let's welcome the Guyana Consulate in the New York, who has launched the Guyana Consulate launched a beautiful guy when it comes to investment and diaspora initiative, Mr. Joe. Welcome, welcome. You guys saw all his titles and all his, fostering business, investment, and trade. A lot of things going on there, but yes, we are here tonight to talk about the fall behind us. Name that fall behind us. Son of Juno, thank you very much. Padma Singh, good evening to you. Our Guyanese diaspora. Usha Sankar, good evening, good evening. Thank you very much, Padma Singh. Share the link, share the love. Where is Select the Bolt? We're waiting for Select the Bolt, but before we do appear in the studio, we're listening to some really hot chutney representing homeland Guyana, the voice of Mr. Vikadi. Good night to each and every one of you. Mr. Harry Shiftat, thank you very much. Harry is a wonderful friend of mine, always doing a fantastic job and helping me when it comes to charity work and doing stuff in homeland Guyana. Well, Ginny and Rowan, happy. I hope you're having a wonderful time in Jamaica from Patsy Kundan. Guys, share the link, share the love. We're going to be talking to Mr. Yusuf in just a minute after you guys share. Diana Lachman, good night to you.
Yesterday I saw you right away, girl, I knew in my heart that you.
The beautiful Gypsy Persaud, please share the link to our ICD chat.
I am here. And you are over there.
That's right, the no chanted guy, Mr. Shabir Bax from the Sunshine State, shouting out the Shakti String Bands, Mr. Vikadi, representing homeland Guyana, wonderful singer indeed.
Girl, you took my heart by surprise. No, I'm not telling.
And my good friend Rafina Hanif just came back from homeland Guyana, and from the pictures I could say you had a fantastic time, and she was everywhere from classic hotel to the seawall, and I'm sure she had a fantastic time. That is the beautiful Kaichor Fall we're looking at in the background. Chandra Prakash, how you doing? Good night for you from Naikeri. And he's sending good night to Mr. Joe from Naikeri as well.
Some people say that they don't believe in what we calling love at first sight. I want to tell you, baby, I love you, and I know this feels right. Some people say that they don't believe in what we calling love at first sight. I want to tell you, baby, I love you, and I know this feels right.
Hey, Mr. Derek Maharaj, good night to you. Mahan, how you doing? Sabita Kumar.
Telling you no lie, you're the one I want to be with till I die. Girl, you took my heart by surprise. No, I'm not telling you no lie, you're the one I want to be with till I die.
Thank you guys for sharing the love. The beautiful Auntie Jacqueline Sigabin. My beautiful friend Lalita Ramnath, who will be there for Chutney Wine Amazur Concert Hall. That is August 21st. So guys, I hope to see you guys at Amazur Concert Hall. Where is DJ Bolt?
Feeling is breaking my heart. I am so unhappy living life without you. Baby, you're not alone, 'cause I am coming home.
Name the singer representing homeland Guyana. Mr. Bounty Singh.
I want to do it again. Sorry for the pain I cause my tears they falling like rain. Sorry for the things I done. I won't do it.
I believe he has wings. Ivor Safi, good evening, good evening. The beautiful Radha Totaram. Mr. Hansras Persaud. Joe is no stranger to our studio, whether we're offline or online. Sometimes we're just chatting and reaching up with colleagues to discuss business, and it's always good talking business.
Oh, lying to you, oh girl, was a big mistake. I just want you to know my love.
Rashid and Zelina Bacchus, welcome back to New York, and I hope you guys had a fantastic stay in homeland Guyana.
All I need from you is plenty love and caring. I am so unhappy living life without you. Baby, you're not alone, cause I am coming home. Sorry for the things I done. I won't do it.
Mr. Ganga Persaud, Auntie Nalini Naidu, hey, the famous singer Mr. Navin Singh. Guys, Chutney Wine is set for August 21st, Amazura Concert Hall. I hope to see you guys there.
I won't do it again.
Sometimes all you wanna do is take a drink and hold the vibe. Ease your mind, live out and feel alive. Have no time for no stress, for no worries. Forget about everything and be happy. Life is short, one life we have to live. Every moment we have is a gift. So live out and no listen to nobody. Cheers to all of my friends and family. Live your best life, don't stress and don't worry. Just release.
Live your best life and no stress and worries, and hope to see you guys. Hey, Mr. Steve Ali, how you doing? Good night, Mr. Jacob Ramsamy from Toronto. And greetings are coming to Mr. Viran Sunny in NYC. We're waiting for Select the Bolt. And Lalita, thank you very much. I can't wait to see you guys on stage and off stage. Mr. Hansraj Persaud, thank you very much. I'm not sure if Joel could sing. But maybe he can, you know. Old is always gold. You never know. It's always good to surprise your friends, you know. Do you sing?
Not at all.
Not at all. So I think Mr. Hansraj, there goes. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. I think Mr. Hansraj know you could sing. For some reason, he heard you singing before. He wanted you to bust a tune.
I don't think that's true.
Guys, welcome, welcome. Let's put your hands together, Mr. Yusuf Joe. Welcome. And this is the Guyana Consulate. The diaspora in homeland Guyana created a special position just for you in the Guyana Consulate office. Welcome aboard. And he's been a guest here before. We're talking about investing in homeland Guyana and so many changes. But guess what? I want to hear from him about his experience visiting Guyana. And I'm sure you're a frequent flyer when it comes to homeland Guyana.
So, Shanaz, first of all, thank you for having me back on your show. And the last time I was here was a couple of weeks ago, and I did promise you that I will return to your show time and time after again. And
yes.
Here I am again.
And he didn't share all the pictures from Guyana, but this is the Kaichor Falls. He brought back a picture of the Kaichor Falls for us.
Yes, indeed. And for the viewers here tonight, if you don't know, Shanaz herself just returned from Guyana. Our secret mission to Guyana was one of charitable cause.
Yes.
And Shanaz, I must say thank you for being so humble in your contributions to Guyana and for making your presence known in Guyana.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the diaspora, I just want to express my sincere gratitude and say thank you to you.
Thank you. And you guys are making it so easy, and and encouraging others to go ahead and do those things and go back to Guyana. So,
but I'm sure that is one side of your personality that no one that is listening to you here tonight or seeing you here and your show knows about you.
Right. I don't put it out there a lot that what I go back home for and what I'm planning on doing, but
So I'm putting you out there, Shanaz.
Thank you.
So, as I said before, thank you. You did a lot of great work. You went around to the different places in Guyana to serve the needy, and that is really, really something that many folks need to do more of. And you are one of a kind that have taken the time out from your busy schedule and work and all that stuff to go back to Guyana to do that, and that's admirable.
Thank you, thank you. I want to big up the president of the Queens Community Lions Club, Mr. Inderjeet Paul. He's also a member of the Scribbon groups, and he's doing a fantastic job. That's why it urges me to, be a part of Lionism and his group, the Queens Community Lions Club. They're always doing a fantastic job, whether we're doing it single-handedly or together as a group. We all have a mission, and our mission, if we wake up every day and don't have something planned, it's a waste of my day. I have to go ahead and do something, put a smile on somebody's face, and that's why I become a member of the Queens Community Lions Club, led by our president, Mr. Inderjeet Paul. And Mr. President, Mr. Joe will be joining us on our next meeting, in-person meeting.
And if you didn't know Mr. Paul, Shanaz did extend an invitation to me here tonight, and I did accept, and I will gladly attend the next meeting that you guys have, and it would be an honor and pleasure to represent Guyana and
Thank
the
you.
diaspora here. So, Shanaz, you have my acceptance of your invitation that you extended on behalf of the Lions Club.
Thank you, thank you. Mr. Joe Jaglal, thank you very much. Joe is also a realtor and a MC and a spokesperson in Toronto. He has his own TV segment, radio segment. Hey, Mr. Davey, good evening to each and every one of you. John Nima, thank you very much. The beautiful Davey Soklal, how are you doing? John Nima, thank you very much. I hope you could hear him better. And Harry Shivdat, a wonderful friend. When I say I'm going back home and I want to do some work, I have a team of folks who always say, let's do it. Harry is always doing his part when it comes to charity and giving back to Guyana. The beautiful Auntie Zalidi Bagru, how you doing? Good night, Hansraj Persaud. Oh, you giving out the secret there. He's a chutney. He's a chutney singer. So, yes, it's all about fun and music tonight, but I want to hear how was your experience visiting homeland Guyana this year. I know you've been back. What was your last trip other than a few days
2 weeks
ago?
ago, Shanaz. To be very honest with you, I went back to Guyana to take a few business investors into Guyana. And for those of you who have not gone to Guyana in a while, my advice and my word of encouragement to each and every one of you, do go back.
Yes, you don't know what you're missing. I went, let me share my little thing. I went to the Hard Rock Cafe, and my cousin said, this is not even the best place. They have so much amazing places for kids and family. Guys, you haven't been back to Guyana, make it a family trip. You will be surprised how, and the changes we're, having in Guyana. Big up to Mr. Bidesi, Verman Bidesi, good evening to you. How you doing, sir? Pat Sahadeo, how you? Dave Singh, how you doing? Good night to you from Orlando, Florida.
That is indeed. Dave Singh just came back from Guyana, and he was there with some other folks from Orlando looking into business investments, and I worked very closely with them. So Dave, good to see you guys joining in, and I want to encourage all of you, please do join Shanaz's show. She's one of our stalwarts of Guyana, and really stand up for Guyana and for what Guyana is for within the diaspora here in the U.S.
Thank you. Mr. Inderjeet always supporting. Usha Sankar, so tell us a little bit more about your trip. I know you had a lot of business, but you made time to enjoy the scenery, and did you get a chance to go by Kaitro Falls?
So, Shanaz, I will say to you this, that my last trip to Guyana was a real busy business trip. But it was a good feeling to know that I had migrated from Guyana many years ago and was able to go back there in a different atmosphere of going back there strictly for business. And I must say, Guyana is on the move. Our president, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, and His Excellency the Vice President Dr. Barry Jagdeo, do look forward to having Guyanese that have lived abroad coming back to Guyana. And they have created such an environment that is so welcoming to expats, to individuals who have lived abroad. And for those of you who have not gone back in many years, Shanaz, like you did when you went recently, you will be surprised. And I don't mean that to just kind of promote Guyana
it's changed,
in a
and it's
false
so
way.
beautiful. I must say, I enjoy it. If I could get away every weekend, I'll be there.
Right. It's a really sense. It's a surreal feeling to be back in Guyana, regardless if you're there on vacation or a business. for many of us who have left Guyana so many, many years ago, you never say it's home. And when you do land at the airport and you go through the customs and immigration, you do have that feeling that you're indeed home.
It's
and when
so
you go
warm.
back to, especially where you live, and you saw the people that you, or places that you grew up in, it's a mesmerized feeling to know that, gee, you know what? This is where I grew up, and here I am again after so many years, and I'm back.
Right. Mr. John Demat wrote, Guyana is on the move with the oil money. Guyana has a bright future.
Bright is an understatement. It's a really understatement. And I will tell a lot of folks, you know, if you have the initiative and you have the power to go back to Guyana, do go. There are a lot of business investments opportunities that are available to many Guyanese living abroad, much more than you would ever realized.
Right.
And don't worry with all the negativity you hear about crime and all that stuff. Just be yourself.
I felt safe.
Yeah.
I felt safe walking around. I was in Georgetown. I mean, I travel a lot, but I felt safe. And in a few years I've been back, it was a different feeling. Mr. Mohammed Haq, thank you very much. He said, I am in Guyana, and it's a complete transformation.
Yes, Mr. Mohammed Haq, who actually works from the borough president, Queens Borough President, is there visiting Guyana right now, both in an official and a private visit. And Mr. Mohammed Haq is indeed a true Guyanese, despite his him leaving Guyana so many years ago. So, Mr. Haq, I hope you're enjoying yourself. I talk to him practically every day so far since he has been in Guyana, and he's had the opportunity of meeting all of the members of the government in Guyana, from the president to prime minister, etc. So I know Mr. Haq is indeed having a good time, and he could probably be one of the individuals who will tell you, you know what, Guyana is indeed
So
home.
you know what proves that? The testimonies, the pictures, you know. I took out a picture of Guyana seawall and I hashtag Guyana because from what I remember, the seawall used to be so dirty.
Right.
And I was spending hours at the seawall because it's so clean and refreshing. Right. And I took some pictures. You guys check it out on Facebook. That it's so beautiful here at the Guyana seawall and everywhere else I've been. And, you know, I want to applaud the Guyanese, too, because they're making a transformation. You know, they're accustomed to throwing things here and there. They're cleaning up after themselves,
Yes.
you know, and the government is doing a fantastic job, too. Let's talk about the land donation that they've given out since President Irfan Ali went in office.
So, Shanaz, if you go back and look at the APNU AFC administration, what they have given out in 5 years of land distribution to Guyanese, the PPPC government has done that in less than a year and beyond.
Yes.
So it just goes to show the commitment that the Irfan Ali's administration has to the people of Guyana. Guyana is, as I said, on the move. The president, the vice president, is for the people, and they're delivering exactly what their manifesto, they said in their manifesto.
Mr. Leon, good night to you. I think Joe will read your comments in a bit. Thank you very much for watching Shanaz Musical Sensation. Bibi Khan, how are you doing? Mr. John Nima, thank you very much. David, how are you doing? Rafina Hanif, my beautiful friend, had a fantastic time. And guess what? I'm planning to go back pretty soon, especially during the Christmas season. Hey, Rishi Rambali, good night to you. Fawaka, those of you listening to us in Suriname. And that's somewhere I didn't get a chance to go. I was so busy exploring my homeland, Guyana. Hey, Tessa Mahadev, how you're watching us? She's watching us from Guyana. Good night, good night. Arjun, good night to you. Thank you for being in our company tonight on Shanaz Musical Sensation. Relax. And the beautiful Sheila Mata Persaud, Omesh Arjun, thank you. And tell us more about Georgetown. I mean, Georgetown, everybody's so independent. And the jobs.
Georgetown, even though it's the capital of Guyana, Shanaz, you've been there, you've seen it firsthand. life is good. You've seen,
I was jealous of some folks in Guyana because I
and
feel like
and you ought to be.
everyone is living better than we are. I mean, we have to get up and go to work 9 to 5, 11 to whatever, but it seems like everyone is so relaxed in Guyana.
You know, Shanaz, when we measure happiness, okay, some people measure happiness depending on your wealth and what you've accumulated. But sometimes that's not what happiness is all
Peace of
about.
mind.
It's a peace of mind, the relaxation. And that's what Guyana brings to you, the relaxation, the peace of mind, where you could be so friendly with your neighbors and go out there every day and have a good day.
And enjoy a home-cooked meal, family time.
Let us not knock those of us who live abroad here. New York and Canada and different parts of the North America has been good to many of us. So I'm not going to say anything negative. It's been good to me. But what I'm saying to you is that there are a lot of good living in Guyana that people can enjoy, especially if you've been abroad here for many years and you go back there. You could indeed have a very comfortable life.
And then you appreciate. I feel like Guyanese who visited New York went back and they appreciate Guyana
Correct.
so much more because the lifestyle here is so fast compared to the relaxation and how you can enjoy homeland Guyana.
Sometimes we get caught up in all materialistic things, and that is not the ultimate measure of happiness. Measure of happiness is what makes you happy.
Right.
You know, what could you go on an average day and be able to feel comfortable and actually go out there and talk to your neighbors? And for many of the guys who go back there, they could go to the neighborhood bar or rum shop, as you may call it, and just sit down and talk and have a good time and relax. And that's what happiness is all about. It's not the wealth that measures your happiness.
Right.
It's you as a person that measures your happiness.
And you know, when we go on social media, we always see all these negative posts, you know, and crime rate. Believe me, I didn't see any of that in Guyana.
You know,
You might have.
like any part of the world you go to, crime exists, and Guyana is no different from that. If you go there and you want to wear your expensive jewelry and your watches, etc.,
You look for attention.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
You could go right here in New York and walk in some of the streets in New York, and you know what? That expensive jewelry that you're wearing will be taken off your hands very quickly, and that's no different from Guyana. So don't go back and be something that you want to.
Like they say, flossing, you know, showing off, you know.
Right. You don't need to do that. Be yourself, and you know what? Guyana will be a place that you will enjoy. I enjoy when I go there, because of how long I spend in Guyana. Guyana, I do have a good time.
Shafiq Shafi, good night to you from Florida. David, how you doing? Let's see, Mr. Harry Shivdad, I know he's planning to go back to Guyana pretty soon. Mr. Hansras Persaud, he said he hasn't been back to his birthplace of the island of Leguan for 35 years, although he have been back to Guyana numerous times. Well, we hope to plan a trip pretty soon, and we're going to be going with Mr. Joe, you know, exploring. And I remember so many folks asked me, let's do a documentary on homeland Guyana and the improvement it's made, you know. And I said, wow, it's a transformation.
Yeah, the Ministry of Tourism has put out a documentary, and so has the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They have highlighted what Guyana is now and what are some of the transformational changes that took place in Guyana. Our Foreign Secretary of Guyana, Robert Persaud, who is currently in Guyana, in New York, I'm so sorry, is a good example of who actually comes here and spends time with the diaspora and in making sure that we are all very much engaged. The Foreign Ministry of Guyana plays a very integral part here in the U.S. that to showpiece what Guyana is all about and make sure that we're not excluded but included. And I love the sign, the welcoming sign at Chutney International Airport that says "Welcome Guyana." You know, everyone is going there and hashtagging it. Hey, Nazmun Yassin, Linda Thomas, thank you guys very much for sharing the link and sharing the love. Thank you guys for watching us. Robert Romp, that's right. Fresh Gail Baka is Jay Deonarine. Mark Patel, how you doing? I know you're having a fantastic time. And you know, Joe had a fantastic time, even though he went on a business venture. You want to share that business venture with us? Yes. So I recently went back to Guyana, as I said earlier, Shanaz, to take some investors. And you know what? it was my first trip as in my position in New York as the advisor to investment and diaspora affairs, taking back a group of investors back to Ghana. And it was indeed a good experience because you know what? Those investors saw the benefits of what they want to do and how they could be successful and how they could make a difference, not only in their investments, but making a difference in Guyana. And I say that because I want other investors to do the same, to take that risk. I know a lot of us are afraid to take that risk, but sometimes you have to take that risk if you want to be successful.
Well, I'm taking your guidance, and I know you're guiding me the right way because there's so much I want to do and give back to homeland Guyana that I appreciate your guidance, and I know having you behind us and by your side, you're making that transition easily. You know, anything I asked Joe for, he picked up the phone and he called, whether it's this minister or that minister, and he just make it so easily for us to go back and do work in Guyana. You, Shanti, saying good night to you. Shanti's a wonderful soul indeed. Mr. Ganga Persaud, Hasraj Persaud, good night to you. Keep up doing what you're doing and the good work. We admire you, and I'm so glad that the Guyana Consulate opened such a position for you to make all these transition and making time for everyone. So far, all my colleagues who are interested in investing in Guyana, you've been there hand in hand with them, guiding them. That's what they admire about you.
And I want to say, Shanaz, and I'll say it very loosely, use me. Call me, and I'll guarantee you that if I miss your call, I'm returning that missed call.
He will return your call, and he will try his best. That's what I admire. And not just on my behalf, but I had friends who told me, you know, Joe called me back, and he's walking me through the process.
Right. So don't hesitate. If you have questions, you have concerns, reach out. Call me. I will be more than happy to return your call. You go on the Guyana Consulate website, you see my posting there, and you have my office number. That office number comes directly to my cell number. And as I said before, so there is never an excuse that I missed your call. If I missed your call, I'm seeing it on my phone, and I'm actually going to return that call to you.
He was actually coming from a meeting from the UN, and he messaged me, and I saw his message. Before I could read it, you called me, said you're running a little bit late, but you know, that's the courtesy and the respect that you have for everyone. And as I say, time is something valuable, and if you value someone's time, they will value your time. Robert Ram, thank you very much. Stanley Ramsaran, how you doing? Good night, good night. And it's all about, you know, that Invest 55. Did it go down from Invest 55 to...
That was the initial list that we worked with Go Invest to put out all of the opportunities that are available in Guyana for investors that are looking to do investments in Guyana. And I'm confident that list has expanded. We're going to update it very soon. And again, we will post that list so that every member in the diaspora will have access to it. So you don't have to think, what opportunities available?
I shared that list early on my Facebook page, by the way, so you guys can go back, and he will send me an update list, and I'll post that up there for you guys who are looking to go back and invest. I want to big up our Guyanese artist, Mr. Apache Warrior, who's always doing a wonderful job in homeland Guyana when it comes to charity. You know, every year his mission is giving back to schools in Guyana when it comes to school supply. And a lot of my friends said, what are we doing for the kids in Guyana? What are we doing for the kids? Well, there was a $19,000 give back program.
Yes.
And you could emphasize on that.
And that was from the president. That was one of his initiatives through the Ministry of Education, where every kid was through the Honorable Minister Priya Manichan, who gave out that money to all of the kids in Guyana. But that's only one of so many. Look at the recent flood disaster in Guyana. With
President Irfan Ali was ground on with his team. That's what I admire. I was sharing the picture. He was in every village making sure everything was okay. You know, that's awesome.
If you look at it, you know, Guyana has been hit with two major disasters. One, the COVID-19 that hit the world, not only Guyana. And then we had the massive flooding in Guyana that hit practically every region in Guyana. And what happened? Our president, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, delivered in assisting those people who experienced losses and make sure that he's helping them to get back to recoup some of the losses and to get back on their feet to continue their businesses. He might not have done everything that or all that is necessary, but at least he gave the assistance to assist those individuals to get back to some place
He did his
where
best.
they can. Yes.
You know, he did his best. He was out there with long boots and in the villages, hearing people's concern and giving back to the farmers. I felt a great loss because so much of our farmers lost their things.
Correct.
You know, their farmland and their capital and everything else. But you know, they're there.
You know, President Ali is the people's president, and also, along with him, and we can never forget, is Dr. Barjagdio. That combination, you know what?
It's a power.
Think about it, Shanaz.
Yes.
That combination of Dr. Mohammed Erfanani and Dr. Barjagdio taking the lead role, representing our people, helping our people achieve. You can't get any better than that. And they lead by example.
Right.
All of the ministers, they make sure that all of the ministers that work for them or work with them are out there day in and day out in the field.
Not just in the office, they were
They're
on
not-
the field.
they're
I've
all
shared
foot
so
soldiers.
many, yes. I've shared so many pictures. Zach Kader, how you doing? Good night to you. Roshan Shamshadid, we have to head back to Guyana pretty soon. I enjoyed my stay. Everyone that went to Guyana so far this year is enjoying their visit. You know, we have so much more planned. And as we were talking, I'm trying to pull his legs, ask him what business he took to Guyana.
I would prefer not to disclose those
A
investors.
couple of them, so he doesn't want to list it. But you know,
but if you have a business idea, call me. I will help you through the process. I will guide you through the process. And if I think that your business venture is not something that's doable, I will be honest with you and tell you about it. So don't be afraid. Take the risk. Come back. Guyana is
and
the
as I
place
say,
for a lot of opportunities.
lots of opportunities, and it's so great that the diaspora invented this role to bring back Guyanese to invest in Guyana. We want first privilege, you know, give Guyanese that opportunity firsthand to go back and invest in your country. And I know we all have complaints. A lot of folks might say, you know what, they're investing in here and this country is investing, but why are you complaining? If you have the opportunity like they do right now, why not do it? Just invest, go invest. And throughout Guyana, I've seen that billboard, go invest.
If you look pre-August 2nd of 2020, Shanaz, the atmosphere, the aura in Guyana was a very depressed one. The day President Ali was sworn in as the president of Guyana, it was like an overnight transformation.
It was one of the biggest celebrations. I think the country
Guyanese
itself.
people, there was a jubilation of happiness that took
And relief.
right.
Happiness
that
comes
took
with
the
relief.
entire Guyana. And up to now, if you go from August 2nd, 2020 to today, you feel that sense of relief. You feel that sense of wanting, that sense of being part of, that the Guyanese people suffered through in the last 5 years under the previous administration. Why? Because they realized that this administration is not a dictatorship.
It's an inclusion.
Right.
Inclusion.
And that's very important, is that when people feel that they're being
They're
governed by
part
an authoritarian leadership and that they have no say,
That's
that's
dictatorship.
that's a dictatorship. You're taking it from out. That's an awful feeling. And Guyanese right now are experiencing and enjoying that freedom of not living under those circumstances that they live under for the last 5 years.
It's a great feeling to be included and to have someone listen to your concern.
Correct.
You know, we all feel accomplished and acknowledged when someone listens to you. What do you want? What is our goal, you know? Other than you're making the decision and taking everything into your own hands. So guys, you're locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Mr. Stanley Ramsook, yes, the Skeleton Girl. I enjoy my stay. Big up to Classic Hotel in Berbice. Zach Kadar, how you doing? Where is Select the Bolt? I saw him. I know we need him on the ones and the twos. Mr. John Demet, how you doing? Well, guys, we're celebrating Guyanese, so let's go with Stephen Rampal, a son of Guyana. Enjoy.
Bring the rum and bring the jazz up. Bring the pots and start the fire. Bring the box and turn up the music. Turn up the music, turn up the music. Me and look at the time. One time we lime until we see the sunshine. But the police stopping we. But we go still party. I say me and my friend them, we want to go online. But the police stopping we from having a good time. They shutting down the bars, but that is stopping we. Let me go in the backyard and start a party. Let me start a party. Everybody now, let me go in the backyard. In the backyard, in the backyard. Let me go in the backyard. In the backyard, in the backyard. It has been a while that we ain't see a show. We ain't see carnival, oh how I miss it so. I miss the bacchanal and whining on a gal while dancing to the big tunes of every carnival. But the police stopping we. But we go still party. I say me and my friend them, we want to go online. But the police stopping we from having a good time. They shutting down the bars, but that is stopping we. Let me go in the backyard and start a party. Let me start a party. Everybody now, let me go in the backyard. In the backyard, in the backyard. Let me go in the backyard. In the backyard, in the backyard. In the backyard, in the backyard.
Shakti String
In the
Studios.
backyard, in the backyard. In the backyard. Bring the box and turn up the music.
We should talk a bit about the CD event coming up in 23rd of
DJ Bolt, we come for shock them with X amount of vote.
Mr. Ramnarayan said, I don't think so. I just came back from Guyana. There's a lot of people starving in homeland Guyana. Thank you. He's replying to Mr. Good night, each and every one of you. Good night to Geeta, Sarojini Geeta from Newburgh, New York. Love Guyana. Thank you very much, Geeta. You're locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Hey, Janet Bihari, good night to you and all the wonderful friends in homeland Guyana. Sarojini, good night to you. Stanley Ramsaran. And let's read Mr. Stanley's comment. He said, too many teeth man in Guyana. I think around the world, even in New York, I feel like I can't sleep with my doors open. The beautiful Jean Bajan watching us from Toronto. How you doing, Robbie Samwaru? Good night to you. Good night to Navin. Select the boulders on the ones and the twos. John Namat, Roshan Shamsuddin. And I know that ICD has a big event coming up in New York. I believe it's September 23rd.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more, and I know we have some dignitaries coming down.
Yes, so Shanaz, on September 23rd at Villa Russo on 101 and Lefferts Boulevard, there is a gala event that's coming up there, which you're invited. It's probably once in a lifetime we will have His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali and Dr. Barrett Jagdu gracing us with their presence there for an event. And I know folks are concerned about what's the cost in coming into that event, which is, I don't realize what the cost is, but it's a very important opportunity for many serious Guyanese to engage with the president and in terms of investment, in terms of getting what's going on in Guyana, etc. This is the first visit by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali to New York since he was elected, because he's coming to the UN mission for the UN Council. So he has limited time, and this is the only event so far that we've planned.
You made it public.
Yes.
Invited everyone.
So we have a capacity of 230, I think it is.
And you're almost there.
We just put it out 2 days ago. As of today, we are probably up to about 190 people that have already responded. So we probably have about 30 seats more remaining. So anyone interested in attending, you're welcome. It's not limited only to folks in the Richmond area, but anywhere in Brooklyn, the Bronx.
You want to come
Staten
from
Island.
Florida and see him? Well, feel free
As
to
a
come
matter of
on
fact,
down.
some of the guys that I saw responding there in Florida will be flying in to come to this event. We have some folks from Canada who also will be flying in to come for this event. So it's not limited just to New Yorkers. And this is just going to be one of many more events that will take place here in New York. As the person in charge of the diaspora here in New York, I say to many of our listeners here tonight on your show, Shanaz, that the PPPC party is here to stay. And how do we make that happen? We have to make sure that we start the next election campaign from now.
And they're doing a fantastic job. So everyone, the Guyanese folks living home is looking upon their job and what they're doing to improve on their lifestyle. And I know with all this Go Invest is bringing jobs to Guyana. So every company or every person that go back and create a job for Guyanese, a business is creating a job for Guyanese.
Yes.
So this is a big mission, not just go and invest in a business in Guyana.
Right. And that's the point I'm trying to make here, Shanaz, is that there are opportunities, whether big or small. You should not feel that you are being neglected in no way or form. Reach out to me. I will help you. I will guide you through the process in terms of making you or helping you to be successful in whatever business venture.
And I know some folks might have the capital and they don't have the ideas.
Right.
Well, reach out to Mr. Joe. Some folks have the ideas and don't have the capital. It varies. And here he is connecting folks to make the difference, to bridge the gap, of going back home to Ghana. So don't limit yourself saying, you know what, I have the money, but I can't think of what to do with it in Guyana.
And I want your listeners to know, Shanaz, is that you don't have to come to my office. You don't have to. I'm going to come to wherever you are, whether it's your house, whether it's in a restaurant, whether it's wherever it is.
Your office, he is there for you.
I'm out there to serve you. And that's the key to it. And I will do whatever it takes. And those are the folks who have interacted with me or have met me can attest to that I am not bigger than what I am.
Yeah, you don't have to make an appointment to go into Manhattan to see Mr. Joe Yusuf. He is coming down to you. Just give him a call. Tell him you're here. You want to talk to him about a business venture, and he will make time to come on down. Ivar Safi, good night to you. Una Persaud, how you doing? Apache Warrior, good night to you. Apache Warrior is a wonderful artist of Homeland Guyana. Check his website, www.apachewarrior.com. Recently released Mana Galis, and a wonderful video indeed. Hey, the beautiful Fiza Rahim, welcome. And Apache Warrior is a PPP supporter to the bone. He said PPP to the world. So, good night to John. Thank you. All the folks in Florida, good night to you. Homeland Guyana, big up Skeldon. My mom is watching us from Skeldon, Berbice. And for Waka Suriname, we have a wonderful singer, Mr. Arnold Malahi, and check him out on YouTube. Wonderful singer indeed. The beautiful Jean Bajan, thank you very much. If you guys have any question, well, guys, we're pulling down the music so we can hear about his trip and how excited he is, to bring all his business ideas and bring jobs to Homeland Guyana, filling in that gap. And, so often that we didn't have somebody like you. This is a brand new position.
Correct.
We wanted somebody to guide us, and here you are.
And I am here. I'm here to serve the people in the diaspora. I am at your beck and call. And it doesn't matter what time of the day and what time of the night or the weekend. I'm 24/7. Of course, got some sympathy for me sometimes.
Yeah, not at midnight. Don't give a call at midnight.
But I have gotten some of those calls. But I will respond, and I will call to you, and I will talk to you, and I will meet with you, and that's what I'm here for.
Fostering investment and trade, exploring business opportunity, facilitating and providing guidance to investors, creating job opportunity, enhancing engagement to Guyanese within the diaspora for natural development. Guys, call Mr. Joe Yusuf. His number is there, 646, I think it's 810 810-2848. Mr. Joe Yusuf is our counselor at the Guyana diaspora, representing the Guyana diaspora in Guyana Consulate Office in Manhattan.
Right.
And he's not just in Manhattan, he is here for you guys. He is been reaching out to folks who are seriously interested in going back to homeland Guyana and opening up a business. I know Bigwell Bakery and Halal Restaurant on 106th Street was thinking about opening something next to the airport. And what we need next to the airport, going back there, we need a few hotels, we need a few nice 5-star restaurants so we could go and relax while we're waiting on our flights. You know, these are all ideas we have, and we can make it better. Let's go back and be the first to invest in homeland Guyana.
And that is so absolutely true, Shanaz. There, in about 2 or 3 years from now, you will have some of the top class hotels in Guyana.
I could see it coming.
A lot of them are actually breaking ground as we speak. So you will have that. So the transformation that's taken in Guyana is not only in the tourism industry, but in many other areas of Guyana. When you go into the airport right now, you will be, in about 2 years or so, you will have some spanking brand new hotels right there in the airport that will be there should you want to stay and not travel to Georgetown or Berbice or whatever the case might be. Or if you come to the airport and
I'll just check in at the airport and just stay in a hotel, you know, and then tour Guyana from there. You don't need family and friends. So often I hear friends saying, I miss homeland Guyana. And I said, when last you went back? 30 years. Don't come to me with that. Don't tell me you miss homeland Guyana and haven't been back in 30 years. You're not missing it. If you're missing it, go there. Get there. You'll find a way to go and see Kaichor Falls. You'll find a way to see all, and I must say, the infrastructures in Guyana, the buildings are so beautiful. You might think you're in Florida or an island.
Just go and be yourself. That's all I say to people. Don't try to be what you're not. Don't set your expectations so high that if you go there and you encounter some brief disappointment, that
you cross it off the list that, you know, I'm not going back there. It's
you could go to many parts of the world, different countries, and I have traveled extensively. And it is what you make out of it. Be yourself, be willing to accept what you see, what you encounter.
The resorts are beautiful. Yes. It's family, you know. The resorts is something that I want to take my kids to because I've seen pictures, and I will enclose some pictures in our live after our program, so you guys could actually go back. Look up Homeland Guyana. Look at the Kaichor Falls, and I know I put up a picture earlier, and you said, wow, that's a different angle of the Kaichor Falls. This is what they're accustomed to see, but the whole Kaichor region, it's so beautiful.
Shanaz, I will say something to you that I haven't shared with a lot of people. This past New Year's Eve was the first New Year's Eve I went to Guyana in over 30-something years. And I must say, it was probably one of the best experiences I've had. It was like having a dream that came true, that I wanted to go back and spend a New Year's Eve in Guyana, and I did it. And I really, really, really had a fabulous time. I'm hoping to spend a Christmas soon in Guyana.
I've been back 2018, 18 Christmas I was in Guyana. It's always fantastic, so I'm looking forward, you know, visiting again.
And you know the weird or crazy things? You may go into some places and you know what you may see? You may end up seeing the president in places that you would not think a president of a country would be, or the vice president. And you know what? You go up to them, there is nothing barring you from saying hi, or them saying hi to you, or whatever the case might be. That's the kind of environment that has been in Guyana right now, where the openness is there and the freeness is
Actually,
there.
a friend I had a wedding, and Dr. Barajagde was there, so he was putting up pictures that, you know, he had the pleasure of meeting him, and they're so humble. They would stop and talk to everyone. So, you know, it's awesome that, you know, you don't have to go looking for them. They're coming. They're coming
even recently
to you.
I was there in Guyana, and I was there with Dr. Barajagde at a place, and he was there, and folks were just coming up, and he was so open and so welcoming to engaging in people and talking to them and socializing with them. Even the president does that. So they're not beyond your reach that if you want to reach them.
And they're as humble as they come.
Correct.
Sina Ryan, good night. You're watching us from Orlando, Florida. DJ, let's go. And the ones and the twos, like the both.
Where is the rum? Yeah. Where is the rum? I need it. Where
सजदा करूं, जैसे कहो वैसे चाहूं, जानू मेरे जानू, जाने जाना जानू। अकेला हूँ मैं अकेला, तुम्हें फिर दिल ने पुकारा, तुम्हारी यादें सताए, नहीं है कोई हमारा। अकेला फिर दिल ने पुकारा, तुम्हारी यादें सताए, नहीं है कोई हमारा। दुनिया के गम सहता हूँ मैं, बेरा के गम सह ना पाऊं, मेरे जानू, जाने जाना जानू। सुहानी सपने दिखाए हमारे नैना दीवाना, गले से अब तो लगा ले, मिलन के आए ज़माना। हमेशा देखा यही है, मिलन के संग है जुदाई, शायद वो होगा दीवाना, चाहत ये जिसने बनाई। दुनिया के हम सहता हूँ मैं, बेरा के गम सह ना पाओ, दिल में हो तुम, आँखों में तुम, बोलो तुम्हें कैसे जानो। दिल में हो तुम, आँखों में तुम, बोलो तुम्हें कैसे जानो। पूजा करूं, सजदा करूं, जैसे कहो वैसे चाहूं, जानू मेरे जानू, जाने जाना जानू, जानू।
Beautiful song indeed, done by my friend Mr. John Sildat. Select the boulders on the ones and the twos. Let's go.
The dance, girl, and dance to the ground. Hold on to your cangri and spin it all around. Hey! She come in this chutney to dance and get away. Well, this girl named Basmati, she come from Debe. She come in this chutney to dance and get away. Basmati dance girl and dance to the ground. Hold on to your candy and spin it all around. Basmati dance girl and dance to the ground. Hold on to your candy and spin it all around. Let me go.
Davy Baltra, good night, beautiful Geeta. Thank you very much. Love is in the air, and that is all of my love to each and every one of you. It's a beautiful Thursday night in NYC.
She tell me she want to shake, she waist, so sing a chutney song. Hold on to shake hungry and start to spin around.
And it's such an honor to be here sitting beside Mr. Joe Yusuf.
She tell me she want to shake, she waist, so sing a
talking about business venture and his trip to homeland Guyana.
Spin around, Basmati dance girl and dance to the ground. Hold on to your hungry.
Radha Ramsundar in the No Janja group.
Dance girl and dance to the ground. Hold on to your hungry and spin it all around. Alright.
It's that time again to come Bossa Wine at Chutney Wine. Buddy Singh in association with We Gotta Your Bad Productions presents Chutney Wine 2021. August 21st at the Amazura Concert Hall, 9112 144th Place, Jamaica, New York. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. sharp. With an exciting cast. Two-time Chutney Soca Monarch, the King, CI from Trinidad and Tobago.
My friend and me.
Vikram Ganesh from Suriname, Florida. W.R. Riaz from Guyana. Ranjit Ramdeen, Rashid Bakas, Anthony Persaud, Gopal, Sansan Persaud, Polly Das, Farouk, Ram Persaud Mohan, Tosif Baksh, Sexy Marissa, Saman Ali, Sonny Diosaran, Shanti Singh, Lalita Ramna, Sunita Singh, the international dancer Dheeraj Gairam, the Shiv Kala Dance Academy from New Jersey, Shakira, KNR Dance Academy, Oma Devi and Sasha, Priya Singh, Caribbean Flames Tassa Group with an exotic belly dancer, Sultana Taj, rolling up the Tassa. Also, DJs Fess, Mo, Quicksilver, Sing, hosted by W.R. Riaz, Shanaz Hussain, Buddy Singh, and BBB Tune. This show is in aid of helping the underprivileged people of Guyana, Trinidad, and Suriname. Call Buddy Singh now. 646-320-4991. 646-320-4991. For more info and ticket locations. This show is always sold out.
Guys, there you have it. Chutney Wine, August 21st, Amazura Concert Hall. Radha Ramsundar, good night. Amazura Concert Hall is on Jamaica Avenue. You saw the cast. Mr. G.I., the two-time Chutney King from Trinidad and Tobago, will be there. And maybe Mr. Joe will stop by, you know. So guys, this is your chance to come on down and see all the wonderful artists and maybe meet and greet Mr. Joe Yusuf. Hey, Mr. Sheikh, how you doing? Good night to you. Ryan Adam, a wonderful singer. Mohabir Records, good night to you. Davy Batra, Kenneth Kier, how you doing? Anita Dubé, good night to each and every one of you. Thank you for being in our company today as we're talking and getting all the fun, and not just fun when it comes. I like to mix business with pleasure and have fun at the same time, because you don't feel like you're working when you're doing something from the heart. And I want to hear Joe emphasize on that and his trip to Guyana, which we all know was very successful, productive, and you look very relaxed. He hasn't slept in a couple of days, you know.
Well, you have to look relaxed at all time, because even though you work around the clock, you never can be tired for when it comes to serving the people of Guyana. And I say that so honestly to the listeners on your show, Shanaz, because Guyana, my heart is in Guyana, and I mean that sincerely. And we do work sometimes, but sometimes when you do work, if you don't enjoy what you do, it's like very empty work. And I do enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do for the people of Guyana. I enjoy what I do to make sure that Guyana is a better place, not only for our current generation, but for generations to come.
Right. I want to take my kids back to Guyana to let them see this is the new Guyana. This is not what we grew up living in. You know, it's a transformation.
And a transformation that you and I probably in our lifetime probably never would expect to have been. But the next generation will see a transformation that you and I will someday sit back and say, you know what, gee.
I was there in the making.
Correct.
You know, I helped.
Yes, and being part of that process and being part of the making is probably the most gratifying feeling that you will ever probably have in this lifetime. To see Guyana come from where it was to where it's going. And it's already there to a certain extent. Your recent trip to Guyana probably is a true testament of what you experienced when you were growing up as a young person in Guyana, when you left Guyana, what it is was then and what you saw now. Just go into some of the neighborhoods. Just go into some of the areas that was never known, some of the areas that were never so undeveloped, and now it's developed.
Eccles, guys, if you're visiting, stop by Eccles, and you know that's somewhere I've seen so many places on pictures that I really wanted to go back and visit. So good night to the folks in the Essequibo, Barbies, Demerara, GT, Guyanese people, all the beautiful women and men in the chat. Good night to each and every one of you. All About Love. Good night to you and the admins in All About Love. Radha Ramsundar, Ryan Adams, Mohabir, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for sharing the link and the love. Susie, Jagru, John the Mud, good night to you. Thank you very much. And as you know, you have a testimony here because Mr. Joe hasn't been back to All About Love. John the Mud, good night to you. A long time, but he took time off. He went back not just on business, but he took the time to look around and appreciate, you know.
And Shanaz, you are also a member of the ICD, the International Center of Democracy. And I would be remiss to not say hello to the members of the International Center of Democracy, because this is an organization that really stood for democracy in Guyana and will continue to stand for democracy in Guyana. Our president, Dr. Mohamed Arfan Ali, in one of his recent public speeches, acknowledged the work that the International Center for Democracy did for Guyana. And I must say thank you for joining us as a member for the International Center for Democracy. And every day we have had many individuals who would like to join this organization. And you know what? Right now we have about 260 people.
And you're constantly adding folks to the chat. I've seen it. And I'm looking at the names. I'm like, wow, these are some of the well-established businesses in New York, you know.
And the members in the ICD are not only from New York. They are from as far as Japan, Canada, Orlando, Guyana itself, many countries overseas. But what we stand for in the ICD is exactly what it says, democracy in Guyana. And democracy means helping the people in Guyana, not only in Guyana, but other places away from Guyana. So that we are an organization that actually care about humanity. And that's what's important. And when I say humanity in its true sense. Just recently there was a baby in Guyana that really needed an emergency surgery. And I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Duki, who is one of the top neurosurgeons in Guyana, for coming to the help of this baby to volunteer to make sure that that baby surgery is done free of charge.
Thank you, Dr. Amarnath Duki. But you know, when you bring that awareness, the group, the support you had, it was overwhelming to see that, you know, these are folks that you asked to let's raise a contribution, and the love that came in with support. It was, I'm just reading all the comments, you know, put me down for this, put me down.
And folks came forth and donated their money. And I was in Guyana with the money to deliver, to have the surgery done. And when I met with Dr. Duki, and he said, Joe, why would you want to do that? Don't do that. I will make sure that that surgery for that baby is done free of cost. I will take the responsibility, save the money for something else. And I came back to New York, and I reached out to all those donors.
And you returned their funds.
And I returned their funds.
That's transparency right there. And I'm looking at your operations and all that you've been doing. And, you know, everyone is so anxious to join the ICD chat, but it's a very exclusive chat.
I don't want to use the word exclusive. It's a chat for all concerned Guyanese.
Yes.
And not only Guyanese, individuals who are concerned about humanity. That's the key to it.
And I feel honored to be part of that chat around so many folks with good heart, good intentions, you know, good individuals, I must say. And we're all here, placed on earth, to make a difference. And these are guys and girls and business owners who are there, all the members. If you could think of any one of them, applause to you guys for being there and being a foundation to what we stand for, democracy.
And that's what we stand for, indeed, democracy. And we'll continue to be, and we'll continue to fight for humanity, regardless if it's in Guyana or any part else in the world.
Mavis Kasu and Julie Singh, good night, a beautiful girlie. Persaud, Mr. Roshan Shamsuddin, good night to each and every one of you. I missed you guys last week. Yes, I was planning a big trip and I had a fun weekend. It's the famous John from Queens, our #1 West Indian YouTuber. You know, he's the only Italian guy who's been back to Guyana almost 7 times, and he loved Guyana more than, you know, I can't say more than I do, John, because, you know, I love homeland Guyana, but John enjoy visiting Guyana.
So John is an American Guyanese.
Yes, he's Guyanese to the bone, I could say, and he loved promoting our culture. So the guys, check him out on YouTube, the famous John from Queens. You'll see all the airplane videos, and you know, his trip to homeland Guyana. And it's so much fun to look at others, outsiders. You know, when I was visiting Guyana, I saw a lot of folks from other parts of the world visiting Guyana.
You go to the hotel and you don't think you're in Guyana.
Yes.
All foreigners from different countries in the world that you'll never think about.
Let's talk about the dignitaries that has been back to Guyana recently and taking pictures, and they were so honored to meet President Irfan Ali.
There was a Afro-American business group that recently went to Guyana, and His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali met with them. And I will tell you, just from looking at the pictures and the reception that they were given, it's probably beyond what they had expected, because there is so much negativity that is spread about the racial division in Guyana. And when Shanaz, you were there. When you go there on the ground, you don't feel you don't feel that. We over here we get so caught up about some of the division that some individuals preach about racism. And you know what? I tell folks every day, don't even pay any attention to that.
I want to big up the First Lady, One Guyana. She supported a beautiful music video done by Mr. Mystic. I played that last week on my program, and it's a song about unity and love of all 6 races in that video, and I want you guys to check it out. I will attach it in the link after our program, and it is One Guyana, and Guyana has never been so united at heart, you know.
It's probably more united than many folks may think about it. And as I said before, Shanaz, you know, don't get caught up in the negativity here of certain individuals in New York City that are preaching and promoting racism, because you know what, that's what that true Guyanese are all about.
We stand for love, we stand for positivity. We, you know, they say united we stand, divided we fall, so let's all unite with love. Shanaz Hussain, good night to you, good night girlie, good night Mavis Kasoon, all you wonderful folks from homeland Guyana. And you said I have a lot of friends on here. They're all, when you talk about Guyana, it touches their heart.
So
I
you
know
what
how
you
much
should
they
do,
love
Shanaz? You should get them all together, plan a big return trip to Guyana, and I'll guarantee you I'll be part of that trip with you guys.
There you go,
to
guys.
make sure that you guys are well taken care of and you come and experience Guyana in the true sense.
And guess
So,
what?
Take that lead.
All right, there you guys have it, and I'm planning that secretly with a big travel agency and hotel accommodation and everything else. And you know, we said, you know, Guyana don't have the facility to accommodate all the wonderful for CPL and these things. Guess what? Soon. We're getting there.
Not soon. We're there already.
We're there, right? Wow.
You know, just bring a group in. Just bring them in, and I can assure you that we will make sure that the
fully accommodated.
The experience that you and your group will have in Guyana, it's a truly good one. That you'll come back to New York. I want to go back over and over again.
And everyone is planning a trip to go see. You know, we have Taj Mahal in Skeldon Berbice. We have Classic Hotel in Skeldon Berbice. These are fantastic places. I know someone's saying, I don't have family in Guyana. You don't need family to live in Guyana before you visit Guyana. The hotels are more amazing than visiting and staying with relatives.
I am one of those individuals. I don't have any relatives in Guyana. But you know what? I still go, and I still have the best time in Guyana. So if you don't have relatives, you'll find relatives that you don't even know that you have.
Yes, and everyone is so loving and so, fun-loving and accepting. John from Queens, thank you for sharing the link and sharing the love. The beautiful girl, Persaud, a wonderful singer. She's on Chutney Wine in Florida. So let's see who's on the cast for Chutney Wine in NYC.
Yes, it's that time again to come Bossa Wine at Chutney Wine. Buddy Singh in association with We Gotta Your Back Productions presents Chutney Wine 2021. August 21st at the Amazura Concert Hall, 9112 144th Place, Jamaica, New York. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. sharp. With an exciting cast. Two-time Chutney Soca Monarch, the King, G.I. from Trinidad and Tobago.
My friend and me.
Vikram Ganesh from Suriname, Florida. W.R. Riaz from Guyana. Ranjit Ramdeen, Rashid Bacchus, Anthony Persaud, Gopal, Sansan Persaud, Polly Das, Farouk, Ram Persaud Mohan, Tosif Baksh, Sexy Marissa, Saman Ali, Sonny Diosaran, Shanti Singh, Lalita Ramna, Sunita Singh, the international dancer Dheeraj Gairam, the Shiv Kala Dance Academy from New Jersey, Shakira, KNR Dance Academy, Oma Devi and Sasha, Priya Singh, Caribbean Flames Tassa Group with an exotic belly dancer, Sultana Taj, rolling up the Tassa. Also, DJs Fess, Mo, Quicksilver, Singh, hosted by W.R. Riaz, Shanaz Hussain, Buddy Singh and BBB Tune. This show is in aid of helping the underprivileged people of Guyana, Trinidad and Suriname. Call Buddy Singh now, 646-320-4991, 646-320-4991. For more info and ticket locations. This show is always sold out in New York, so get your tickets early. Come party and have some fun knowing you are helping a human being when it's all done. See you there.
You don't know what you have, until it's gone. You don't know what you have, until it's gone. Now you're up and gone away, baby. Didn't wanna stay, baby. I wasn't a play, baby. I just want you here, baby. Where you really want me to. Should I know my love for you is true? Girl, you been, hey, you know you been. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Did anybody see how the girl disappear right down there? Anybody know how the girl run away right down there? Say I know when she heard that she loved me, even though the people fighting way. So baby, would you please come back to me? When you listen to the lies that they filling you inside, girl, don't believe. They go try everything to make we unhappy. When you listen to the lies that they filling you inside, girl, don't believe. They go try everything to make we unhappy. Oh, jealous people, want we only end up in fight. Girl, they wanna fool you, saying I ain't doing you right. Caught up of me, girl, you know the truth. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Now that you're leaving me, I don't know who to be. All of my feelings gone away. Oh, think about you and me, how we could be happy. Girl, you should come back here to stay. My love is so kind, girl. Follow your mind, girl. Follow your heart. They go try everything, girl, to drive we apart. My love is so kind, girl. Follow your mind, girl. Follow your heart.
me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been tell me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been tell me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been tell me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been tell me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been tell me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been tell me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been tell me that you're never gonna leave.
Yo, hey, Vicari, K.I. and the band. You know, this are the biggest tune in the land. Shock the strings, yeah, they out and bad.
Good night, Anansi Ram, Bibi Fazila, Girly Persaud. That's right. Somebody said Vikadi Singh, the legend out of Guyana, representing homeland Guyana when it comes to music. Shakti String Band, a wonderful singer indeed. Mr. Hare Suj there, how you're doing? All you wonderful friends and family locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Thank you for your love and thank you for your support. Remember, you can watch my program on www.shanazmusicalsensation.com on Facebook and YouTube Live. Mavis Kasoon, good night to you. It's an honor sitting here beside Mr. Joe Yusuf, you know, our diaspora leader, I must say, in New York. Here is his flyer, and if you guys want to know what he stands for, well, he is currently focusing on fostering investment and trade, exploring business opportunity, and I know so many of you want to go back and make a difference in homeland Guyana. This is also creating job opportunity for Guyanese, and you know, so many of us think of, you know, when we think of job, we said, you know, well, the sugar estate closed down. That was one of our leading jobs, but there's so much opportunity. A lot of folks took the sugar industry and the job opportunity that they were offering to bypass an education because they think, you know, I'll go work for the guy Suku or something like that.
That was such a bad disservice to Guyanese as a whole when the previous administration closed the sugar estates. Over 7,000 Guyanese lost their jobs. And I don't think anyone could imagine the hardship that those people faced from the closure of those sugar estates, because that was their only source of income. Many kids could not have continued in school. Many families could not put food on their table for their kids and for themselves. That was such a inhumane thing to do.
Yes, and since President Irfan Ali went back, we reopened 2 or 3 of those factories already.
It's not fully open, but they are slated to come online very soon. The government has pumped a lot of money into getting them back online, and soon you'll see many of those sugar estates back online, where many of those individuals that have lost their jobs will be re-employed. Narayan Singh, who is actually a good friend of mine, who is the CEO of the Guy Suku, is doing a fabulous job. But, you know, again, it goes back to our President, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, to make sure that those people who have suffered at the hands of the previous administration can no longer suffer, and to make sure that they're gainfully employed so that they could provide for their family. So that's a harsh thing.
It was. It brought a lot of tears because, you know, the sugar industry it was one of the largest employment agency, you know.
Oh yeah. And without thinking through the process as to how it impacted the lives of the average Guyanese person that relied on that for employment, was just...
Every region they had a sugar factory. Esco, Demerara, Berbice. My dad worked for Skellen Estate. Right. Then we moved to Albion Estate Sugar Estate compound. So I know the life, and I know how many folks, you know, standing. We used to live in the compound, so standing on our balcony, we see so many folks, you know, clocking out at 5 o'clock, and that was the biggest employed, you know.
You could not have done any more disservice to Guyana and the Guyanese people when those estates were closed. It was a blatant disregard for the lives of the average Guyanese person who depended on the sugar industry for their livelihood. And I would say that, the Irfan Ali administration, in their manifesto, vowed to reopen the sugar estates and to make sure that they do good for those individuals. And I can assure you that His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali will and has been doing good on that promise to make sure that those sugar estates are reopened and for those individuals to again be gainfully employed.
Well said. Hey Bobby, good night, Mavis Kisoon, good night to you. Thank you guys for being in our company. Shanaz Musical Sensation airs every Thursday. And guess what, guys? I have some really good news. Roshan Shamshuddin, for those of you who cannot make the ICD, that big invitation will be out pretty soon due to limited seating. And tell us the big reveal. Why is Dr. Irfan Ali coming to New York?
So this is His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali's first trip as president of Guyana. And I'm so proud to say that, Shanaz, you have no idea, because the struggle that we went through to make sure that the people's vote of Guyana were finally heard. So this is his first trip to the UN. So he's coming to address the United Nations in September. And he is going to be here along with the Vice President and several other senior officials from the Guyana government for the UN. And we took the opportunity to actually have one event that will be hosted on September 23rd, which is a Thursday night. I'm so sorry, folks, if everyone can't get the opportunity to meet Dr. Ali, our president, but there will be many, many more opportunities to engage him and for him to engage you in the diaspora, to hear your concerns, to address your concerns, and to meet with you personally. So that's the main reason why His Excellency is coming to New York, to go to the United Nations and to be here for the first time as president of Guyana.
And so many world leaders took the time to go and meet him, greet him.
Yes.
It's awesome. So guys, if you're going to be, if you're thinking you can't see that, don't worry. SMS got you covered. Mr. Joe got you covered. Just a secret, you might be seeing it live on Shanaz Musical Sensation. Something big to look forward to, and I can't wait to just watch them address the United Nations.
So it's not a secret. I just said to Shanaz off air that I will give her the privilege of actually airing that function live on the 23rd. So it's not a secret. I'm letting the secret out of the bag, Shanaz. It's for you.
Guys, there you go, all my wonderful friends locked on. This is your opportunity to join us September 23rd live on air for those of you who cannot make it, because the seatings are limited, but I will be there representing yours truly, and I want you guys to lock in, share the link, share the love. September 23rd. Maureen Ramshawn always locking in, showing us some love and support. My program is always about love. Remember to love yourself first, appreciate who you are before you can appreciate others. Mavis Kisoon, thank you very much for sharing our live. Why? You are our #1 sharer today. Thank you. I wish I had a prize nearby for you because you are our sharer for tonight. Sheila, how you doing? Good night to you watching us from Windsor Forest, West Coast, Demerara. Good night. Thank you guys. And hey Fazila, good night to you, baby Fazila. Harry Sujdeo, which region do you guys want to visit in Guyana? Because I've been to all of them. I had food at Haxalal. I've been to Hard Rock Cafe, which I said the steak there is fantastic. So if you guys are visiting Guyana, stop by the Hard Rock Cafe. The food is fantastic. Transportation, people, the politeness of Guyanese, they really transform. And it all goes back to mentality and how comfortable you are as a person, as a community, as a country. And I feel like everybody is full of love, and they express that love to us.
And you said it so eloquently, Shanaz. Guyana is a country of love. It's a country of happiness. It's a country of sharing. I don't want,
love.
Yes, and I don't want to paint the picture as all glamour. Any country you go to, it's not all glamour. Guyana has its challenges, but as a whole, for the people of Guyana. Guyana is on the move, is moving in the right direction. The current administration, the current PPPC government is for the people and will continue to be for the people of Guyana.
Guys, thank you for being a part of Shanaz Musical Sensation every Thursdays, 9 to 11. Sometimes when I have a wonderful guest as Mr. Joe, I change the time up to, bring you guys some informative information. Lalita Ramnath will be here for Chutney Wine August 21st at Mazur Concert Hall, and you could see he's taking all his calls. He's responding to everybody's concern and comment, even though he's sitting here enjoying your company on Shanaz Musical Sensation. Where is DJ Bolt? The beautiful Veronica Singh watching us from Toronto. How are you doing? Good night, Savitri Suku. Rohini, good night to you. Lalita Ramnath, I can't wait to see you on stage. Selecta Bolt is missing on the ones and the twos. Let's go.
What you want? Yeah. Oh gosh. Now what you want?
All the Floridians in the house. All the Guyanese, Toronto, big up, big up. Kawaka Sarina.
She falling too. She saying too. She falling too. She saying too.
Baby Fazila.
She listening to she radio and she watching she TV. She waiting for something to come up about Chutney. Yeah, she listening to she radio and she watching she TV. She waiting for something to come up about Chutney.
Apache Warrior. Sano Juno, Navin, Select the Bolt. Where is our dancer, Mr. Rajiv Nandalo? Jamal Hussain. Not forgetting Jamal Hassan, my wonderful friend indeed.
Wine up on me, she's singing, wine up on me. Wine up on me, she's singing, wine up on me. She want a doll belly Indian to wine up on she. A doll belly Indian to wine up on she. Wine up on me, she's singing, wine up on me. Wine up on me, she's singing, wine up on me. She
Maneshwar Persaud watching us from Pennsylvania.
On she, a doll belly Indian to wine up on she.
Maneshwar Rupa, Orlando in the house, Auntie Nalini Naidu.
She don't want no skinny man who can't take the heat. She don't want no skinny man who can't take the heat.
Beautiful Veronica said, God bless our great president, Dr. Irfan Ali, making a difference to the nation. Tara saying good night, good night.
Want with plenty meat. A doll belly Indian to wine up on she want a doll belly Indian to wine up on she. Wine up on me, she singing, wine up on me. Wine up on me, she singing, wine.
Love is in the air, and love is always in the air when you're locked onto Shanaz Musical Sensation, bringing you a wonderful, musical segment when it comes to enjoying your Thursday night. Well, guys, I want you to relax. I know COVID is still on the rise. Protect yourself, wear your mask in public, wash your hands. I know a lot of folks not taking this seriously, but guys, COVID is still around. Be careful, be cautious. Hey, Mr. Ganesh Bala, good night, good night. Rohini Chital, how you doing? Mavis soon, good night to you. Good night to all our wonderful viewers and friends locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. After my program, you could check it out on www.shanazmusicalsensation.com. Big up to all the folks in Wales. Good night, good night. Essequibo Barbies and Demerara.
Give me a chance with your daughter.
Zahir Khan watching us from Toronto. Big up to the singer Navin Singh and Mr. Harish Sujdeo.
When I'm walking down the road, you just watch me real hard. When you drop that look at me, you'll behave real bad.
Select the both is on the ones and the twos, guys, but I'm so honored that Joe, you took the time off to come here. And as I said, our studio is your studio. Anytime you have a comment or you have something to share with our nation, this is your platform as well. He's no stranger to Shanaz Musical Sensation, and I love our conference room where we could just chat and share ideas and business venture. So many folks are hitting me up. They're saying, what about car dealership in Guyana? You're interested in taking a car dealership in Guyana? Talk to Joe. You're interested in making a hotel in Guyana? Talk to Joe.
So Shanaz, I want to say thank you so very much for having me on your show once again. And as I said before, it will not be my last appearance on your show. I will always come on your show because it's always been a great honor and privilege to be here. So thank you so very much.
You are welcome. And our folks really appreciate that, that you're taking the time off of your calendar to come on down and share with us all this wonderful, it's not a job when you love what you're doing and you have a smile on your face every time I see you. Every time you're talking to somebody on the phone, it's like refreshing to you.
It has to be, because you know what? When you take public service positions, you're a service to the people. And we should always remember that. And that's an important role that you play, that you must make sure that the people that you serve are satisfied and happy. You may not always be able to please everyone, but you try your best to do so. And that's what I try to do.
And I'm sure that's a satisfying feeling, knowing that you're trying your best. Stanley Ramsran, shout out to all the folks in Essequibo. Dale Wati, good night to you in Essequibo Coast. Veronica Singh, Hans Raj Persaud, big up to you, and all the folks in the Edwards. I was in the Edwards recently, and yes, I stopped by the beautiful restaurant Sweet Lips in, had a wonderful dinner there. So good night to all you wonderful friends locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Joe, I want to thank you all the friends in Toronto. Good night to you in Guyana, in Orlando. Good night to each and every one of you, and in homeland New York, I must say. Good night. Thank you, Joe, for stopping by. And he's always welcome here. We're always having great conversation and sharing ideas. So lots of good things coming up your way, and all my business ventures, I have a mentor. What can I say? I feel good that I could, ask you for advice, and you're here. And this year, 2021, I really want to launch my women's shelter and a dialysis center. And with Joe's guidance, I hope to get that accomplished in 2022. Guys, you're watching Shanaz Musical Sensation. Lots of good things coming your way. Keep it locked. Select the Bolt is on the ones and the twos, playing a hot Chutney song for you guys to get on the dance floor. Start your weekend off with Shanaz Musical Sensation. Spectrum TV every Saturday afternoon, channel 96, 4:30 p.m. Let's go. Select the Bolt.
Paya
shall see back seeing you on August 21st, Chutney Wine Amazura Concert Hall. Maybe soon.
Again to come Bossa Wine at Chutney Wine. Buddy Singh in association with We Gotta Your Back Productions presents Chutney Wine 2021. August 21st at the Amazura Concert Hall, 9112 144th Place, Jamaica, New York. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. sharp. With an exciting cast. Two-time Chutney Soca Monarch, the King, CI from Trinidad and Tobago.
My friend and me.
Vikram Ganesh from Suriname, Florida. W.R. Riaz from Guyana. Ranji Pramdeen, Rashid Bakas, Anthony Persaud, Gopal, Sansan Persaud, Polly Das, Farouk, Ram Persaud Mohan, Joseph Baksh, Sexy Marissa, Saman Ali, Sonny Diosaran, Shanti Singh, Lalita Ramna, Sunita Singh, the international dancer Dheeraj Gairam, the Shiv Kala Dance Academy from New Jersey, Shakira, KNR Dance Academy, Oma Devi and Sasha, Priya Singh, Caribbean Flames Tassa Group with an exotic belly dancer, Sultana Taj, rolling up the Tassa. Also, DJs Fess, Mo, Quicksilver, Singh, hosted by W.R. Riaz, Shanaz Hussain, Buddy Singh, and BB Tune. This show is in aid of helping the underprivileged people of Guyana, Trinidad, and Suriname. Call Buddy Singh now. 646-320-4991. 646-320-4991. For more info and ticket locations. This show is always sold out in New York, so get your tickets early. Come party and have some fun knowing you are helping a human being when it's all done. See you there.
You're watching Shanaz Musical Sensation on the famous John from Queens YouTube channel. Continue supporting our #1 YouTuber, John from Queens. I'm yours truly, Shanaz Hussain.